Hello students, welcome to class 12 biology. Today we are going to learn classical genetics, that is second chapter in your biobotany. So we are going to learn about the crosses including monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross, and we will learn about what is genetics and about the genes and their characteristic features that we have been learning from the beginning of the biobotany in our 12th standard also. 11th standard also we have studied about the structure of DNA, how it is expressing itself. Genetics is a study of how living things receive common trait. What is a trait? Trait is nothing but the character. So, no field of science has changed the world more in past 50 years than genetics. So, genetics plays major role in changing the world understanding. Okay, the scientific technological advances in genetics have transformed agriculture, medicine, and forensic science, etc. So, what they are trying to say is it has got a great impact on all these fields, that is, agriculture, medicine, and forensic science. Genetics, the science of heredity. Genetics is a branch of biological science which deals with mechanism of transmission of characters from parents to offspring. Okay, so as you know, the offspring means the young ones. The term genetics was introduced by Bateson. Please make a note. We tend to say it as John Gregor Mendel. Okay, so the term was introduced by Bateson 1906. So some disciplines of genetics are transmission genetics. It deals with transmission of genes from parents to young one. The foundation of classical genetics came from the study of hereditary behavior of 7 genes by Gregor Mendel. Next, a subclass or subfield is molecular genetics. It deals with the structure and function of genes at molecular level. Next, coming to population genetics, it deals with heredity in groups of individuals for trait which is determined by few genes. Then quantitative genetics deals with heredity of traits in groups of individuals where the traits are governed by many genes simultaneously. Okay, a particular character is being controlled by several genes. All these things we will learn in detail now. To start with, heredity and variation definitions. Okay, so heredity is a transmission of characters from parents to offspring. Variation, the organism belonging to the same natural population shows difference in characters. That is what is called as variation. Variation is of two types: discontinuous variation and continuous variation. Variation, did you understand what is the difference that you find from the parent to offspring? Okay, so within the population there are some characters which show a limited variation. Okay, in discontinuous variation the characters are controlled by one or two major genes which may have two or more allelic forms. What is allelic form? Capital T and small t. This forms the allelic form. Okay, so they both control different characters. They both control two different manner of the same character. Okay, one is dwarfness, other one is tallness, but the both are considered with the height of the plant. That is what you call it as allele. These variations are genetically determined by inheritance factors. Okay, so individuals produced by this variation show difference without any intermediate form between them. There is no overlapping form. We have certain genes that is showing the intermediate form. Okay, so but we have in the case of Mendel's experiment, we did not find any fusion of characters occurring. No intermediate characters were forming. Either it is dominant or it is recessive. So that is what is said here. There is no overlapping between two phenotypes. Phenotypes, do you remember what is phenotype? It is the expression of morphological character. The phenotypic expression is unaffected by environmental conditions. This is called as qualitative inheritance. Next we have continuous variation. So this kind of variation may be because of combining effect of environmental and genetic factor. In population of most characteristic exhibit a complete gradation from one extreme to another without any break. Inheritance of phenotype is determined by combined effect of many genes. So as I told you, one character is being controlled by several genes, that is called as polygene. This is also known as quantitative inheritance. Example, human height and skin color. So importance of variation is important question. Variation makes some individual better fitted for struggle for existence. Okay, so that is the first point. Next we have about the variation. They help the individual to adapt themselves to change in environment. They provide genetic material for natural selection. Variation allow breeder to improve. See, improve better yield, quicker growth, increased resistance and lesser input. They constitute raw material for evolution. So that is important question. Then coming to Mendelism. What is Mendelism? The contribution of Mendel to genetics is called as Mendelism. It includes all the concepts that he has brought. So Mendelian genetic concepts are basic to modern genetics. Therefore, Mendel is called as father of genetics. Why Mendel is called father of genetics? Whatever he has given that forms the basis for this modern genetics. Okay. So then we have the life history of Mendel. Please go through that, we will discuss in the live class. Okay. So Mendel was successful in his work. Why? Because he applied mathematics, statistical methods. Okay, so whatever is being given was with their proof. He followed scientific method. So what is scientific method? Whatever experimentation is being made, it is given in the form of data clearly, and experimental evidences were also being shown. Once it is being carried out again, it was also showing the same result. That is what is the scientific method, and kept accurate, detailed records that include quantitative data and outcomes of his crosses. His experiments were carefully planned and he used large samples. The pairs of contrasting characters which are controlled by the genes, they were present on separate chromosomes. The parents selected by Mendel were pure breed lines, and purity was tested by crossing the progeny for many generations. So these are all the reasons for Mendel to have the successful experiment. Okay, so Mendel's experimental system, the green pea. So why he has chosen the peas plant? It is an annual plant, so that we get a number of generation, or at least in a year we will get another generation. Okay, and self-fertilization occurred under normal condition in green pea plants, and Mendel used both self-fertilization and cross-fertilization. Flowers are large, and emasculation and pollination were easy for hybridization. The flowers are large, hence emasculation. E is removal, masculation is removal of the androecium. Okay, so that the pollination, self-pollination can be prevented. Emasculation is removal of androecium from the flower was easy because of its larger size of the flower. Then the pollination was also easy. To cross-pollinate with the selected flowers was easier because of the size of the flower. That's why he has chosen the plant. So we'll go with the Mendel's experiment on peace plant. Mendel's theory of inheritance, known as the particulate theory. This establishes the existence of minute particles or hereditary units or factors. That is what we are calling it as genes now. He has performed artificial pollination or cross pollination. So he can select the plant and he can do the pollination. So experiments with several true breeding lines of pea plants. A true breeding line or pure breeding, what does it mean? It has undergone continuous self-pollination process having stable trait inheritance from parent to offspring. So continuously the self-pollination, if it is going to be made, we know the parent plant generation after generation. If it is going to produce only dwarf plant, do you follow? So you are doing self-fertilization or self-pollination with the dwarf plant. Next generation comes in, that also looks dwarf only. Again you are doing self-pollination. Then again you are doing self-pollination for the next generation, so that you know the parental generations. All the 4 generations or 5 generations are going to be dwarf. You know the genetic makeup of the particular plant. After 5 generation, whichever plant you are having, they are homozygous only. Follow? So that is what is the purpose. So mating within pure breeding lines, pure offsprings having specific parental traits that are constant in inheritance and expression for many generations. Pure line breed refers to homozygosity only. That is what I told you. We know the genetic makeup to be homozygous. Fusion of male and female gametes produced by the same individual, that is pollen and the egg. So here derived from the same plant is known as self-fertilization. Self-pollination takes place by Mendel. By the experimenter can remove the anther before fertilization. Okay, so that the cross-fertilization can be prevented. So the artificially the pollination can be made, or artificial cross fertilization can be enhanced by the physical methods. So experimental methods are otherwise. Okay, first we will see the diagram steps in cross pollination of pea flower. So first 2 flowers of 2 different plants were taken. Okay, so that first one you can see one parent pollen, so male sex cut off and removed. Okay, if it is removed, that is emasculation. Pollen of white flower is taken and transferred to pistil of the purple flower. Okay, so once it is removed, once anther is removed, the flower becomes the female flower or the maternal parent. Okay, so then the pollen is taken through the brush and it is transferred to the other flower. Okay, so that self-fertilization is prevented. The fertilized pistil gets matured and become the pods. With that seed, the offspring produced all were purple. Follow? So the white flower is not showing any presence here, only purple flowers were present. Okay, so from this experiment he has concluded the characteristic features which are dominant trait, which are recessive trait. Okay, so you can just see here what are dominant and what are recessive, and what are the 7 characteristic feature that Mendel followed in his experiment. Okay, kindly go through this dominant trait. Read aloud and see. Okay, and you must be able to understand all the terms given in this tabular column. If you don't understand, you can ask me. Okay, so then we have the characters of the genes, and the genes, how it is denoted, that is also given in this tabular column. Next comes in the picture where Mendel's 7 characters of green pea plant is shown in 7 different chromosomes. Follow? So the chromosome number is given 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6 and 7 indicates the chromosome number. Okay, you can just go through this page. Then coming to this, Mendel worked at the rules of inheritance and arrived at the correct mechanism. Before any knowledge of cellular mechanism, DNA, genes, chromosome, and so because without any of these things, he has made the experiment and derived the results also. Mendel's insights and meticulous work into the mechanism of inheritance played important role, and it has led to the development of the improved crop varieties and revolution in crop hybridization. And Mendel died in the year 1884, and in 1900 the work of Mendel's experiment were rediscovered by Hugo de Vries, Carl Correns and Heinrich von Schermark of Austria. Then we have to understand certain terminologies before we start learning with the experiments. Okay, so we shall see about what is allele. Mendel noticed 2 different expressions of the trait, that is tallness and dwarfness. The traits are expressed in different ways due to the fact that genes can exist in alternate form of the same trait. It is called as allele. And homozygous, if an individual has 2 identical is same allele, then it is homozygous. If it has got 2 different alleles, it is called as heterozygous. Then Mendel's non-true breeding plants are heterozygous and they are called as hybrids. When the gene has 2 alleles, the dominant allele is symbolized with capital letter and recessive allele is symbolized with small letter. Homozygous recessive we can denote with small t, and homozygous dominant capital T. Then heterozygous tall, capital T, small t. So you must have understood what is allele, what is homozygous and what is heterozygous, what is dominant and what is recessive. Next we have Mendelian inheritance and Mendel's law of heredity. So once he did the experiment, the first law he proposed was the law of dominance. Second, the law of segregation. These scientific laws play a major role in the history of evolution. First law states that the characters are controlled by discrete units. Okay, what is discrete? Separate. Okay, distinct. That is what it meant. Discrete units called factors, which occur in pairs. In a dissimilar pair of factors, one member of a pair is dominant, other is recessive. This we know consciously. Maybe in words you might not understand. You can read through again. In a dissimilar pair of factors, one member of the pair is dominant, the other is recessive. Okay, so what is said here? If you are having the allele capital T and small t, this is what is a pair of factor. Okay, so in that pair, one is dominant, that is capital T is dominant, The other one is recessive. That is what this paragraph mean. This law gives explanation to the monohybrid cross, the expression of only one character. Okay, so we are going to check only the expression of one character or one parental character in F1 generation, and the F2 generations were checked, and it explains with the proportion of 3:1. Okay, so then we are going for the second law, that is law of segregation. Alleles do not show any blending of characters. Follow? So allele we can take capital T, small t. Okay, the expression can be tall or it can be dwarf when it is in the homozygous condition. We don't have any intermediate kind or any intermediate height of the plant. Okay, so that is what is said here. No, do not blend. There is no blending up of character. Would you understand what is blending? Mixing up, forming intermittent form. Okay, so during the formation of gametes, the factors or alleles of a pair separate and segregate each other such that each gamete receives only one of the two factors. Each gamete receives one of the two factors. A homozygous plant produces similar gametes and heterozygous parent produce two kinds of gametes, each having one allele with equal proportion. Gametes are never hybrid. Okay, gametes can never be hybrid. Gametes, fusion of two different gametes only can form the hybrid. Okay, so far we have learned about the Mendelian characters, why Mendel chose peas plant, and how he did the experiment, what are the steps he has taken, and the law of segregation, law of purity of gametes. Then we have learned few important terms to understand genetics.